All right. Happy Thursday and good afternoon, and welcome to my channel, Star Nikila. It's your girl Nikila, better known as Nikki. I'm known to the world, my peers, my friends, my family as Nikki. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my community. Thank you for being here. I do talk about God, I talk about relationships, I talk about film, movies, modeling, home decor, fitness, and so much more. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for taking the time to be here today with me. So, I just wanted to encourage some people today to start killing people with kindness. It's not necessarily a challenge for me, but it's definitely something that I know I need to do more of. Start killing people with kindness. When people do things that try to trigger you, when people text you things out the way to try to trigger you, whether it's by phone, social media, in person, anything that somebody is trying to do to try to mess up your day or try to make you jump out of character, make you go off on them, start killing people with kindness. That's just the best medicine. And if it's even a more difficult situation, sometimes you have to block them and keep moving with no explanation. Just hit the block button. I love watching Country Wayne. So shout out to Country Wayne. I love him. I love the actors that are on his skits. And I watch it a lot. I watch it whenever I get a chance. If I catch it, I'll watch it. And I normally don't comment, but I commented on a couple videos. And it was nothing, out the ordinary, or nothing disrespectful or anything like that. You know how you comment on the videos, you'll see a video, you'll be like, and we start getting familiar with the characters. Of course, I'm the actress, so I know most of my stuff. You guys don't know me as Nikki, you know me as my character names. But most of these people that are in these skits, they're actually using their real names. So they're using their real names, but of course they're acting out a character or playing a scene or whatever you have you, but we know them as whatever their name is. And so a lot of posts are like really funny, but it's just people that are fans that's been watching for a while. And make a long story short, I commented on one of the videos, and some girl, instead of her just commenting on the video or talking to other people, for some reason she felt the need to attack me. So she commented under what I said and was like, oh, well, that's not whatever it was very negative. So what I did, my first response was to react and probably respond back. But I said, you know what, I'm not even gonna give her that energy. So I just blocked her and kept it moving. I had another situation where somebody said something rude to me, and it was another person that I didn't even know. And I thought to myself, for a second, I was ready to just go in. But then I thought about it and I said, no, I look cute today. I'm having an amazing day. I am not going to feed into whatever she got going on. So I killed her with kindness. How you doing today? Oh, I like your shoes. You have a good day. And kept it moving. Sometimes you have to do that to people, because people will bring whatever they have going on in their day or in their life and bring that energy to you to try to make you feel a certain way or to try to mess up your day. So I had to remind myself who I was and realize that whatever she had going on had absolutely nothing to do with me. So I just encourage y'all to just start killing people with kindness. People are not going to like you. People, especially if you are an anointed person, especially if you are a chosen person, people are not going to like you. And a lot of times they're not even going to know why they don't like you. But why they don't like you is because of who you are and who they're not. And most of the time, you have a lot of people that are very insecure. They want to be in competition with you. One thing I don't have time for in my life is competition. If you're in competition with me, if you can't congratulate me the way I congratulate you, if you can't compliment me the way I compliment you, I don't want anything to do with you. you know. So we have the right to say who we want in our lives. Some people we have to love from a distance, even family. You have to love them from a distance because they don't want the best for you. They're so focused in and zeroed in on you to see what you got going on that they have all this chaos in their life. And most people do. Most people will have so much chaos going on in their lives. So some people have so much negativity going on in their own lives that it's a pleasure. It's like a breath of fresh air to see you going through something, or to watch you, or to zero in on your life and what you have going on, because they don't like themselves. They don't like what they're going through. They're going through pure hell. The fact that they have time to even take out of their day to even focus on me, I started to say, I'm flattered. I am flattered that you took the time out of your day, that you got up early this morning. And some people get up early, because I know I do. Sometimes I'm up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up and I start praying, meditating, or whatever have you. But some people be up early in the morning just to start mess. Sometimes you're the first thought that's on people's mind just because they don't like you. But it's not you that they don't like. It's what's on the inside of them that they see in you that they know that they don't have, that they don't like. You know, and I was thinking this morning, it's like this we can't necessarily say the world that we live in, because it's always been the same. Nothing of course times change. Every year is not the same. So you know, it's just like we're in the 2000s. The early 2000s are not like 2026. The 90s are not like 2026. The 80s and so have are not like 2026. That's just, times has changed, because the era is different. You know, we dress different. Our hair is different. The way we carry ourselves is different. It's just a different time. And every decade there's a different type of persona, or there's a different type of just a following. You have a lot of people that are followers, and they just follow what other people do, and it's just like it's a trend. You know, it's just a thing to do, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, but I've always liked being myself. That's the way I was raised. But nowadays are so different. You know, I grew up with a man and a woman that loved each other, and I came from that stability. I came from, you know, a family with structure. You know, of course we're not perfect. No family is perfect, but I know what a healthy marriage looks like. You know, I respect myself. I was taught to, the woman that I am, the woman that raised me taught me to be the woman that I am. But nowadays we don't have that, because of trauma and because of things that people go through. You have a lot of women that have grown up without their mom, you know, whether their mom has tragically passed away, you know, my condolences to that, or they were raised by a different person, or maybe they were raised by the mom, they don't have a good relationship with the mom, or they may have a fantastic relationship with their parents, you know, but they didn't come from such a good household, or the mom raised them by themselves, or the dad raised them by themselves. That's just, you know, this generation, this life that we live in. But there are so many women, and I've seen men too. It's like the men don't know how to be a man, because they were raised by a woman, so they don't have that masculine instinct to tell them right from wrong, and how to be a father, how to be a hard worker. You know, nowadays it's like, oh, this woman is a gold digger and she wants what I have, when naturally a man is a chaser, and a man is supposed to be a provider, not wondering in his head, okay, she's trying to take everything from me. That's not the way it goes. That's why you have so many single women that are, you know, the breadwinners, or they're the ones that are taking care of everything, or making sure the kids are good, because the fathers are lacking in some kind of way. And life should not be like that. Yeah, life shouldn't be like that, and it's so sad. And you know, it's so many, it's like I'm not the type of woman to tear another woman down, but you have so many women that are, you know, wanting to take another woman's husband because she, all right, so I think like the last few minutes got cut off, but what I was saying is that, you know, it's sad to see nowadays that a lot of women are, you know, doing underhanded stuff to take a man away from his wife. You know, I just wholeheartedly feel that God has somebody for everybody. And when you do mean-spirited things like that, you end up getting that karma back in return. And it may not come in the form of a relationship. Maybe things will go good, but then you have problems in other areas of your life, and then you wonder why you're going through what you're going through, because you're trying to take something away from somebody. That's just like, you know, swiping somebody's handbag. It doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. When you open up that purse, you'll see that woman's identity in that purse. You'll see things that belongs to that woman that's in that purse. You know, it's just sad to see. You know, I've never been the type of woman to tear down another woman, but it's like the things that I'm seeing nowadays in 2026, it's just very sad. It's like, you know, women don't have respect for themselves. You can be curvy and still dress, you know, appropriately to where you're not revealing everything, you know, especially if you're in a relationship or if you're married, you know. In the same way for guys, you know, it's just, I believe that it's just the way that a person is raised. You know, there's not enough strong male role models, so men are just doing whatever they want to do. And most of these women, you know, just to have a man, they feel like they have to tear down somebody else's situation and not think that they're gonna get that karma back to them. Karma does not miss an address. Trust me when I tell you, it does not. And a lot of people don't even believe in karma. This guy was trying to talk to me, and but he was married, and for one, I wasn't attracted to him or anything like that, but at the very same time, I respect marriage very much so. And I had to point that out to him, like, aren't you married? And you know what he said to me? He was like, yeah, but you know, who's gonna tell her, you know? And I was like, no, I don't want that karma. You know, even if I was interested, no, I don't want that karma. And he was like, oh, you believe in that? Was he serious? And you know, I think I just said, like, I did a whole video on karma. Like, people really don't believe that what goes around comes around, and you never know how it's going to happen to you. You never know how it's going to happen, you know, doing something spiteful or evil towards somebody else, or taking something that belongs to somebody else, whether it's a person's spouse or it's something personal that belongs to them. And, you know, people just have mental health issues nowadays. It's like everybody want a BBL. Everybody wants you know, fake things on them. Nobody is authentic anymore. Nobody is authentic anymore. And I just, you know, I'm just so grateful that I was raised by a strong black woman, that I am the woman that I am today. And you know, I just, to the women that don't have, you know, that type of structure, it's like, you know, we have to come together as women. Like, we got to get better. You know, we have to say, sis, that's not right. That is not right. You pray, because God answers prayers. You know, you build your own relationship with God. You pray for what you want. You know, God is not going to bless something that you take from somebody else. It just doesn't work that way. And even in entertainment world, like, I'm just seeing just hateful things and people done wrong. It's like people don't respect marriage anymore. You know, it takes for the man to say, look, like, that's my wife, you know, respect my wife, or vice versa, the woman, that's my husband. No, take your hands off my husband and respect me first of all. But I just want to leave you guys with that little bit today. Start killing people with kindness. Remember who you are, and just stand up for what's right. I love you guys to life. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for listening to these real life conversations, and thank you for just being a blessing. Please comment, share, subscribe, and you guys have a fantastic day. Star Nikila's out. Peace out.
Some women don't realize what they carry. You don't just bring love, you bring favor. When you walk into a man's life, things begin to shift. Opportunities open, things start working, grace begins to follow him. Not because of him, but because of what you carry. And the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.